And welcome back to Music Free Gaming. I hope you're having a fabulous day. It is a wonderful and amazing, whatever today is, Thursday, and you are wonderful and amazing too. Hey, we're gonna be playing some Minecraft because that's just kind of what I do here. So let's get into the game. I kind of know what's going on, right? You know what's going on. I know what's going on. Yeah, we know what's going on. So let's get it on or something. So, as the title of the stream suggests, I'm going to be trying to beautify my creeper farm, right? Which is sitting over there and is sticking out of that mountainside. Now, I was thinking that maybe what I would do is build up a building that would sort of perhaps match some sort of theme that I've got going on with this, with my base here. But I got thinking about this and realized, you know what? That's wrong. That is the wrong decision. And the reason why it's the wrong decision is sitting behind me above my workshop. See those nether portals? Those nether portals look really cool on the mountain. See, here, let me free cam out here for a minute. Right? You look at them and it's like, ooh. So you get those portals sort of embedded in the wall and things like that. And I've got another nether portal down there, and you just get this little hint of purple glowing through the mountainside. That looks really cool. I'm not gonna lie. It really does. So I think what I want to do is try to bring that, though without the actual portal spawning. Because, I don't need another portal over there, and nether portals give off light. Not a lot of it, but more than none. So I think I'm not going to put actual nether portals there. I think what I'm going to put there is amethyst and glass. Okay, so that's going to be the plan. Now, amethyst I have, not in huge quantities, but I've got a couple of stacks of it. Glass is a different story. I mean, I can get glass easily enough. I just might have to I do have some magenta and I've got some purple, and I think what I would do is put purple in front of the amethyst, right? So the idea would be amethyst just sounds cool. Okay, we take the amethyst and then we throw a little bit of this purple glass in front of it, like so. And I think that's going to be good. The other thing I might do with it, and it's something I haven't totally decided yet, but here, let's get some of this purple stained glass, right? Is instead of the blocks, or maybe with the blocks, I use the glass panes. Okay, actually, I think I like the panes better than the blocks. Just as I'm looking at this, the blocks are okay. I think the panes are better. You get a little bit of the stripiness because of the way the panes bond with the blocks. But that might be okay. So I'm going to get the amethyst in first, and then we'll see about getting the glass in front of it. But I think that's going to be a good look on it. So we'll deal with that in a little bit, but yeah, I think that's going to be cool. So let's sleep because it's that time of year again. All right. And now let's see what I can do about getting this pseudo portal in. Okay. So again, this isn't a real portal. It is a fake portal of fakeness. And that is okay. I think part of what I might do here, I do have a little bit of angle I can cut. Right? I don't have to just square this off, which I think would look a little bit bad if I did that. So if I were to take some of this amethyst And what if I were to bring this over? This is the other reason the panes might look good. But if I were to bring this over kind of like maybe this way. Okay. Something sort of like that. I kind of like that. And it's far enough away, I don't think I have to worry about spiders ending up on it. So every once in a while, I get a spider that pushes off the end here, catches the wall, and climbs up. It happens. But I think if I were to bring this down like so, how far down do we need to go? Actually, probably like that. Okay. And I'm going to bring it up outside of this as well. But then what I can do is angle some of this hillside over here, okay? At least that's the idea. So if I grab some terracotta here, okay, let's go ahead and just bring this up this way a bit. Okay, and I don't know if I want to... Yeah, that is going to look really cool as it comes up. I'm going to need to put a solid row of something underneath here. So if I were to come in kind of like this. Okay. All right. Now, part of the reason I want to do that, aside from the fact that it's going to make it dark under there, is I think I might slap a little bit of light under this. So this shines up and I can't have that light, breaking through into the farm. Okay. So given how wide this is, actually, as I'm looking at this, okay, hang on. I need to change this. Okay. Carefully, so I don't end up down there with a bunch of creepers. That would be really awkward, okay? Just saying. Not that I have anything against creepers, but they're very aggressive huggers. And I don't think I want to deal with that. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is we're going to pop this across like this. Okay, and I'm going to go with a little bit shallower angle on the wall here. Okay. Okay, let's go ahead and bring this across like so. All right. Okay. So if I do something along those lines, yeah, I think, woohoo. And then we'll bring this up this way, but all the tinkling, so much tinkling. Okay. So if we bring this over like so, yeah, I think we're far enough away. Spiders won't catch on to it. And then I can bring this up. So I could even cut this way if I wanted to. But okay. All the tinkling. Let's go and just pull all the amethyst out. If I need more, I can get more, but I don't have a lot more. I have to go find another amethyst to raid if I decide to do this. But the other thing, okay. Okay, so this would go sort of like so. Okay, and then up like that. Okay, and then the idea is that I would bring up, oops, nope. I mean, I could bring that up, but bring the terracotta up this way. We'll continue over that, but then I can cut off. I can cut this off. Okay. Like that. So I don't need to worry about that sort of square sort of kind of sitting up there like it was. Right. Okay. 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 I think we're okay. Are we okay? I think we're okay. All right. So we'll get that action, and then where's my shulker? I just need a little bit of white terracotta. White? Yeah. I'll need some orange too, but we'll get some white here because this will continue this. Okay. Now I think what I'm going to do here too. Okay, so that darkens this side, right? Just about. Just about. Woohoo! Okay, so now we're blocked off that side. This side is still open, so I'm going to get around there and we'll block that off. But this side, if I turn on the light levels, you can see now we're actually dark over here. See right down there. Right there. That side's all lit up because of the sun. We'll deal with that in a bit. Okay. All right. Now I have a lot of areas to light up over this way, but that's a problem for future me. We'll deal with that in a little bit. But for now, let's hop up on top of this thing. Yeah. Okay. Take the slabs off of this. Okay. Because I don't need the slabs on top of the amethyst. Top of other things, perhaps, but the amethyst, not so much. All right, so now what I can do is I can bring up the terracotta. Okay, and I can bring the terracotta up around this side, but I think what I'm also going to do is here, let me free cam out for a minute. So I don't think I want this to be square. I think I'm going to, maybe I should shape from up there down and sort of bring that up, and then I can bring this, all of this amethyst up, and maybe even pull out some of this side here. Okay. I think that's going to be the master plan here. Do I have scaffolding? I do. Awesome. So let's top up this way. So I think what I want to do here is let's bring this guy down over that way. So kind of sort of, yeah, kind of sort of like so. Down like that. Okay. We'll get there. I do need to light all of this up, but again, how that all lights up will be a little bit more of an interesting discussion. Actually, so I do want this to angle down a bit, but actually what I think maybe what'll be good is let's start angling back up as well. Okay. And then what I'll do is I'll just sort of come up this way. Something like this. Okay. And we'll end up basically having this little bit of a saddle here, but I think that's going to work out all right. Okay. And then I think as I bring that up, this will slide out just a little bit. Yeah, because I want this, I do want this amethyst to come up a little bit higher, at least on portions of this. So let's see if I can figure out what this is all going to look like. Should be looking like something good, I guess. I also should be careful because I actually don't have this all lit up, so. Which, again, that was a problem for future me. And present me gets to deal with the fact that future me has yet to do anything useful here, so. Okay, so I'm just going to bring this around. And it's sort of this way. Continue that. Yeah, this will all have to come white terracotta over here because we're going to continue that. Because that's just the way these hills are, right? You look at all of these, they just get these stripes of color. That's what we're going to be doing here. We're going to have the exact same sort of thing. Okay. So, it's like landscaping, but something. All right, let's actually get here, figure out where I want all of this amethyst to be. So I think I want this to come up this way. Yeah, let's see if this angle's like so. Okay, or it might be coming up like this. That would go here. And then up and over this way. That might work. Also, this is going to be sort of coming up like this. Okay. So something along these lines. Okay. Let's see, how's that looking out from here? Not too bad. Obviously, that's going to have to come up. We'll get some glass in place. Sit on the bottom. Also, I think I'm going to try to sneak some frog lights in both on the bottom and on the top. Again, because I want to give that sense of light of the portal here, but obviously it's not going in with all the creepers. So that's wonderful. If I get really excited here, which is going to be an interesting question. Will I get really excited? I don't know. Yeah. But yeah, if I get really excited here, I might bring some of this amethyst into this gap. Now, on the back, I also have this hollow problem. I think I'm just going to fill this in with terracotta and just not worry about that. Obviously, see, those zombies are a problem. So, yeah. All right. Tell you what. Let's sleep away the monsters here. And then we'll go take a look and see what else we can do here. Yeah, ultimately, I need to light this whole area up so that the creeper farm works at peak efficiency all the time. Okay, that's the idea, anyway. Yeah, I think something like that. I don't know. See what else I can do with this, but this is going to be a good start. Okay. All right, so yeah, let's just bring this sort of this way. Okay. Yeah, I like where this is going. I think this is going to work out just fine. And then I can just come in here. Pop this out. Yeah, sure, we'll do it like that. All right, so yeah, something along these lines will work out just peachy. All right. Cool. All right, so that will go there. We'll put a little bit of that there. We'll bring the white terracotta out this way. And then what's happening up here? That is a question I don't have an answer to. So it's going to sort of come back this way, I think. Okay, we are going to need terracotta, and we need lots of it. Good news is I have lots of it. Bad news is I was sort of hoping to have kept a little bit more of it than I've got, but it's okay. We will somehow survive this. Okay. How's this looking? That's not too bad. I think we'll do a little bit of extra shaping and purpling over here, but otherwise it's not too bad. And then I can just bring this regular terracotta over. Yeah, there's definitely more that could be done here, but I think this is going to be okay. I think what I'll do is I'll just bring some of this out this way. Do I want to? Because I was kind of thinking I was going to saddle, but as I'm looking at this, actually, maybe that's okay. Let's just, we'll bring a little bit of white over here. Okay. Cool. And then I can sort of bring this sort of over this way, I think. Yep. We're just going to put this little section of mountain back that I carved out. That is just fine. Okay. We'll see how this looks once it's in. Obviously, having this just be a big flat section isn't going to quite work out for me. So I think let's come down here and bring this like this just a little bit. Okay, that'll go this way. That'll come down like that. Yeah, I think this will work out like so. This should be, that should be white. The white terracotta right there. All right, so something along those lines. Do I have torches? I do still have torches. Okay. Ultimately, I think I'm going to come up here with a bunch of glow lichen and to light it up rather than torches, but we'll see. All right. So let's get down here now. And I think, let's see. I think I want to do something, bring some of this up this way. If this gets covered a little bit. I think it's going to be okay. Let's go ahead and take that out. Okay. And yeah, I think that's going to be good. So we'll see what's happening with the terracotta here, but I do kind of like the idea of bringing this down like so. All right. Yeah, and now I'm going to have to go get a bunch of purple glass panes to figure out, or to just layer in front of this. Okay. And I think I'm going to, after I get the glass in, I think I'm going to reshape this just a little bit. Okay. Now, let's take a look at what's happening up this way. Okay. So, as this comes up here, I think what would be really cool be to... I think I want to bring some of this portal in this way just a little bit. Okay, I don't know how much, but yeah, actually, let's just do, because do I want to put it here? See, if I put some of this here like so. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna pop this back. Okay. This won't look like perfectly straight like obviously like the nether portals, those are all straight and stuff. This will be a little bit different, but I think that's going to be okay. All right, so if I bring this way just a touch. All right, hang on. Okay. I'm just going to set a camera right here. Okay, so I can get back to this. Right, so something along these lines, I think. Come back like this. So, right, so that it's going to basically look like this. As I said, I'm going to redo this area just a touch, but yeah, I think this is going to be good. So, I'll bring this, bring a little bit more amethyst this way, but then I want to bring this side down. Okay. Yeah, I think that's how this is going to work. Okay. Yeah, just a little bit of fun or something. Okay, that goes there. That goes like so, because that's the white stripe that, happens to be all, stripey and stuff. All right. And this will come down this way, I guess. All right. Yeah, so not too bad. I've got some space there to fill in. But that's just like that. That's looking better. Okay. Obviously, there's a lot of work to do, but just that much is looking better. And I think we'll bring this down like this. Yeah, I think that's going to be mostly okay. I want to take a look at this from a couple of different angles, but I think, yeah, I think that's going to be looking mostly good. We've got a little bit of a problem. This row should be white. Okay. Right, because that's, again, we've got this whole stripe action going on here. All right. time to get some purple glass. And I think some pearlescent frog lights. Now, how I'm going to make this happen, I don't know. We'll kind of see, but frog lights. I'm running out of frog lights. At least the pearlescent ones. Okay. It's fine. I've just been using a lot of them, so that's fine. I've got a farm. I just need to AFK it for a while. Okay, the next thing I'm going to need is glass. Now, obviously I've got plenty of glass directly. Not a lot of purple dye. I've got some rose bushes. Not a lot of them. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead. I think I'm going to need to go dupe some rose bushes. Or not dupe, grow some rose bushes. I've got plenty of lapis, so that's good. Let's see. I don't know what I've got in the way of bone meal. So let's just bring a little bit of this. Okay. Which should be enough. I probably have some bone meal over in the workshop, but we shall see. This way. I need to find a couple of places to put a couple more of these doors. You know, they're really cool. Of course, it would have been nice if I had done them before I built the rest of the stuff up, but it's okay. All right, so rose bushes. Oh, hang on. I had a... Oh, there's the lever. Okay. We'll just get a few rose bushes here. It's all good. Okay, that should be fine. Let's see if I can... Okay. Oh, yeah. We are totally set. Go ahead and restock the dispensers here a little bit. All right. All right. All right. So that should be good. Yeah, because I'm thinking a couple more of those doors up on the villager level might be good. I just don't know how I want to do it, so that's something I'll figure out. But for now, all right. So let's go ahead and take a bunch of those and a bunch of those. Those flowers can go in there. Okay, I need some purple. Great. All right, and now let's dye some glass and get some panes. Okay, glass and... Okay. All right, plants and dyes. Okay, that goes back. Alrighty. Well, let's see what else we can get going here. I'm sure it's going to be wonderful. All right. Actually, I have no idea, but it's going to be something, and that's not nothing. All right. So I do want to change out some of these blocks. Ooh. Okay. All right. So hang on here. Let's take a look. Yeah, I do want this to come down around this way. Oops, darn it. So what happens, I'm using multiple free cam mods here. Okay. So I think that's going to come up this way. Bring this down like so, I think is how this is going to work. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, something like that. We'll deal with it, but let's get down here. Now, as I said, I want a little bit of light action going on here. So Let's go ahead and grab some food. Now, obviously, I can't put these in or inside that terracotta. That would mess with my farm. But I will work to hide these just a touch. Okay. Yeah, let's go ahead and just do all of it like that. Okay. All done at the vet. Good. I hope your doggo's doing better, Snoopers. I hope she's doing okay. Be entertaining. Okay, now there's pressure. I don't know if I can be all entertaining on demand and stuff. That would be hard. And if there's one thing I know, it's entertaining is hard. Okay. But it's going to be okay, because we're going to have this really cool fake nether portal going on here. It's going to be great. Yep. Let's see. I'm trying to think if there's been anything else fun going on that I want to talk about. Minecraft Live is coming up on the day after tomorrow, which is Saturday in most parts of the world. For those of you who remember how days of the week work. Yeah. And ouchies. It's going to be fun. I'm going to do a live stream of that when it happens. So next Saturday, I'll have my regular stream that starts at 7:30 U.S. Mountain Time. I need a block here. But then I'll go until I decide to not go anymore. All right. I need to get some frog lights up there. But yeah, I'll stop, give myself a little bit of a break, chance to go hit the bathroom, you know, all that other fun stuff that sometimes happens. Okay, I think I need to do a little bit of something with this. Okay. It's looking cool. It actually really does look kind of cool. I think I'm going to bring some glass around, like in a couple of these places where it's going to just angle around. It's going to be kind of fun like this. And then I need to figure out what's happening up top. Okay. Which is going to be great. Yeah, we're just going to get a bunch of this stuff in here. Again, this purple glass looks really cool in front of the amethyst. So yeah, it's just going to be a matter of slipping some frog lights in. Whoa! Yeah, anything up here won't light up the creeper farm, so I don't have to worry about that. Yes, it'll be good. Okay. I've got to get up there and do things. Oh, I have dirt. I also have scaffolding. What do you know? I could use scaffolding for, going up and stuff. Okay. All right. So yeah, we'll just bring some of this around. Yeah. So it's going to just be a matter of, I think, yeah, let's do this. I'm going to take some of this off. And where are my frog lights? There we are, frog lights. Absolutely have the frog lights. They're all froggy and lights. Okay. Yeah, this will be good. And then I'll bring some terracotta and stuff down around it so you don't see the frog lights. All right, this is what happens. I put glass on top of my frog light. That was probably a mistake. Okay. Yeah, this is going to be cool. All right, so let's see. Yeah, because this is sort of angling down. So I think what I'll do is let's put a frog light. Let's go ahead and put one here. I know this is going to be a little bit weird over here, but that's okay. See, the idea is we'll bring this terracotta over like so. Okay. And honestly, it might be good if I came in here and some of these replaced with maybe magenta terracotta. Not the glazed. That would be silly. Speaking of silly. But just some magenta just to have a little bit of a lighter color. Maybe even some black glass. And I said terracotta, and what I meant was glass, because obviously doing this with terracotta would just be silly. Okay. I have red terracotta, which is not glass, contrary to popular belief. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so let's go ahead and put that. Okay. I don't know if I want that there. I do not want that there. It's a thing I don't want. So, all right. So we'll bounce around here. That's looking not too bad, aside from that little bit of stuff happening there. All right, so let's deal with that. Okay. Oops, up and around the glass, up and around. Okay, so I think if I just sort of bring this that way and then swing this around, I think this is going to look all right. I think it's going to look okay. Now, where it's going to be a little bit weird, I think I need to do a little bit of something around the side. But otherwise, this is looking really cool. So, yeah, so I need to come over here. Let's bring in a little bit of glass. Oopsies. Glass panes. Glass whoopsies. That's what happens when your toddler gets a hold of your china cabinet. Then you end up with glass whoopsies. And honestly, that's maybe not great, okay? Let's be real. You know, if your toddler gets into your china cabinet, that's probably a problem. You know, I don't know that I like that. It's not, but it's got a little bit of a thing there. It's all right. And actually, this is really cool. So, oops, again, wrong button, because I'm using two different FreeCam mods. I'm using the FreeCam that's in Tweakaroo, but then I'm using a mod that's just called FreeCam that gives you a couple of different, like you can set up to like 6 different camera angles that you can just jump to. It's not bad. I think I need some lights over in the corner. Yeah, I'm missing a block over there. All right, let's sleep. So anyway, Minecraft Live is on Saturday, which is cool. Mojang dropped a release candidate for 1.9.22, which is the or 1.22.9. Let's get the numbers in the right order. Which is the Copper Age drop. So we're going to have copper golems here soon. Now, I plan on upgrading the server as soon as I can, but I need to make sure all the mods are updated first. Because I'm not using a lot of mods on the server, just a handful. But I need to be sure that they're all there. So, right, it's going to go like that. Okay, I also think I do need a little bit of extra light up here. So maybe what I should do... Yeah, let's do this. I'm going to pop out that block. Let's take a frog light. Okay. Frog light's going to go there. This is going to be up there, I think. And glass that. That looks... No. Nope, that's just wrong. Bad Minecrafter. Bad. That's not how that's supposed to look. Okay. Let's try this again. This time with something that looks good. Right. So what I'm going to do is fall off the scaffolding. Okay. Important aspect of this build. Okay. The whole scaffolding plummet aspect here is going to be really important. Let's take some glass here. And, all right, so I'm going to put some of that there. There, we're going to take some purple glass here. And not here. It's wrong. You're just wrong, Glass. You're wrong. Okay. I think this is good. It's hard to tell. I've got all the scaffolding in the way. All right. Look, there's a creeper down there. You think it knows that just inside this mountain, dozens of his friends and family are succumbing to a fiery death? Probably not, or he'd be a little bit less chill. But that's okay. I don't think we need to tell him. I think that creeper is probably happier in the knowledge that it thinks its family is fine, when really they're falling down and burning. See? And he goes away. This is what happens. You ignore your problems long enough and they just go away. Okay, cool. I can live with that. All right, so I just want to pop a little bit of glass pane right there. All right, I think is there a spot in here? No, I'm just seeing something weird. Just the way the glass is going. Okay. I think what I should do is, let's come over on this side. Let's see what else is going on. Oh yeah, Mojang also is going to be announcing what the next drop is going to be. Just going to be a next something. There have been a few leaks. I don't know if I trust them. I'm not going to talk about them specifically here, but could be fun. So we'll see. There are lots of places that Mojang could add stuff that's going to be cool. Oh, that actually looks really cool. Oh, okay. I can live with that. See, I don't know what the lore is behind this. When I started this accidentally, okay? When I first moved into this mesa, right? I set my base up over there, but when the time came to build my nether portals, I hid them inside the mountain, right? So you can see them. They're poking through. They're all purpley and fun, right? Which is cool, right? You see them back there. It's great. And I don't know why, right? It just seemed really cool, and then I just would have this big black rectangle sitting out, okay? But now bringing some of that out into the rest of the mountain. There are a few places like this. There's this little gap over here, which I think would be really cool to, in fact, I'm going to go do that. Can I make it? Can I make it? Can I make it? I can make it. Let's come in here and probably right in here-ish. Yeah, right in here. Okay. Let's just bring in another fake portal. Okay, and I think this is going to come up like so. Okay. That'll go that way. And nope. Nope, that is definitely in the wrong place. Speaking of being in the wrong place, I'm now about 6 blocks lower than I should have been. You know, it happens, okay? I don't have a fall counter, but if I did, it would be taller. Or no, bigger, something. It would have gone up by 1. That's it. Those are words that I have said. I don't know what any of them are, but I have said them, and therefore they must obviously be right, because I once was in politics or something. And that's just how politics work. You know, when you say words, they're obviously right, and who cares what anyone else says? Yeah. Okay. So we're going to take that one out. That goes thusly. Bring a little bit over here. Okay. I think I've got some orange terracotta here in my shulker box. Okay. Yep. Okay. Actually, I think maybe what I should do, let's move this. I'm going to put this back here. So that goes there. And let's take some purple glass, just a regular glass block. Yeah, that'll help mute that just a touch. And then, yeah, I can bring this like so. Okay. Okie dokie. So now, if I look at this again, yes. Oh, yes, this is cool. All right. So yeah, so the idea is now, put that back. All right, so now if we're down here on the valley floor, all right, we just look up, so we've got this, all this sparkly purple goodness. And yeah, you can see the frog lights a little bit. That's okay. But that's really cool. And said, I don't need them to be nether portals. Okay. Those ones are nether portals because I wanted them to be nether portals. Same with that one as I needed the portal. This, I don't need this to be a portal. It's just going to look cool. So there we go. And I think it does. And when you're up here on the ship, I keep calling it a ship. Whatever this thing is. When I'm back here in my base, yeah, you can look out. You can see the portal or see the purple, and that's great to woohoo! You know, I should try landing before changing direction. Okay. All right, just slap a little bit of terracotta there to cover up. And we're pretty good. There's a spot over here. Yeah, right here. Where that should be those. Okay. Sweet. All right. Now, I think we're good. I think we've got a really, really cool idea that we have turned into something fun. And most importantly, it blocks the light, at least from this side, going into the creeper farm. Okay, which is important. Those are words. I have them. Okay. So let's go ahead and put all the glass away for the moment. And what I want to do is I'm going to swing around to the back side of this. Well, in just a moment anyway. But we'll swing around the back side of this. And I think on the other side, I don't know if I'm going to put in the amethyst. I don't have a whole lot of it, so I think I may just have that side be just the terracotta, okay? Nothing else crazy. It'll just be terracotta. And then I can cover things up and it'll be good. I could come back to it. Like I'll fill out the top of the mountain, which I cut away when I originally built the creeper farm. I'll fill that in. And then there are some spots on the back side that I think would look really cool with some amethyst. I just don't have enough that I want to deal with that today. Right? So, here, let me show you what I'm talking about. Obviously, look, giant hole of stuff and things. But there are a few places, like, basically, like where I've got some of that stone there, or even better, right in here, which would be really good with some amethyst. But we'll see. We'll see how much I have and stuff, but I don't know what I'm going to build out this way, if anything, right? I've got this whole mesa that I can do stuff with, and I have no idea. I have no idea if I want to build anything out here. This is a big flat area out this way. You know, we could do lots of things, but for now, let's get down here, and I think for the most part, I'm just going to let's just bring the terracotta up. Yep, this should be the white. Because I do want to continue the stripiness. Yep. Yeah. This is definitely an issue, but the spiders being all climby, but that's all right. Okay, so this is all going to come out this way. And once we're on top of this slab here, then I could actually I can start shaping this into the building. Okay. So let's go ahead and, because actually I can pop this out right about here, I think. Well, I don't know. I don't know. If I knew, then I would know, but I don't know, and therefore I don't know. That's how knowing things works. If you know, then you know, and if you don't know, you don't know. And it's okay to admit that you don't know. And I don't. Okay, so this is going to be up here. All right, so we'll sling this all over that way. Yeah, this is... I really do. I think... yeah, I don't have that much amethyst. We're going to use it anyway, but I'm absolutely going to come in here with some amethyst. Assuming I could actually break blocks. Yeah, we'll just bring a little bit of amethyst up this way. And I think maybe right there. Okay. Amethyst sounds so cool. Right? That's got that fun little tinkly sound. And you know, I've used that a few times, like under a carpet and stuff, just to just so I get that little tinkliness when I'm walking through a place. Like if I've got a build that just feels a little bit more, you know, fantastical and stuff. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to take a couple of frog lights. They're going to go in right. I think I'm going to put one in, or yeah, something like that. Okay, we'll bring this sort of like that. Aki! That was a word. Yep, don't know quite what the word is. I mean, the Aki Festival is shows up in The Rise of Skywalker, and it's a kind of fun little place, you know. I taught a bunch of soldiers how to dance. It was a thing. Okay. Yeah, so if I were to bring this kind of this way. Okay, and then we'll bring this down like so. I know a fly buzzing around me, which is not nearly as much fun as it sounds. Okay. Yeah. All right, so I need scaffolding. I'm also going to have to find some more geodes. Since I've now decided that this is a thing I'm going to have to do, I'm absolutely going to need more geodes. Okay, so let's go ahead and this out like so. Don't want it to go like... Sure. We'll let it come this way. All right, and yes, I am going to have to get a little bit more light in here. I think I can pop this one out. Yeah, put that in. We can run this orange terracotta now over this way. Right, that'll go kind of like that. Something or things. Okay. Cool. All right, so then I can bring this down like so. Just take out all this stone. We'll replace it with amethyst. And it'll look really cool. And be all like tinkly and stuff. Okay. It's not what happens when your leg falls asleep. That's tingly. It's a totally different thing. Okay. So can I take a... Woohoo! Alright, so I think what I can do... I think I can pop that out. Yeah, okay. Again, I have to be real careful where I put these frog lights because I really do not want them to accidentally light up the inside of my creeper farm. That would be bad. Okay. All right, so now we get a bunch of... All right, now we got a crafting table because I don't have a bunch of stained glass. That's just not at all what I have. Okay. This is fine. I wasn't going to do this. I remember saying it distinctly at the beginning of this side of the project. I was not going to be putting amethyst over here. Did I listen to myself? No. Of course not. That would have made too much sense. All right. You know, I can understand why people don't listen to the stream. I don't listen to the stream. I'm just over here, you know, playing Minecraft and stuff. All right, so this guy, I think, can I pop? Okay. Okay. Sorry, I had to just cut in and be sure I didn't do something silly. Right, so this can become a frog light. Okay, and we can bring some frog lights down this way. Let's go ahead and put a glass block over that. Okay, and I'm going to do the same thing up here. I think this works fairly well. It's just to put the block right under the frog light or right in front of it or both. Okay. Oops, I cannot stand. Okay. Yeah, I think this will work. This is going to work out really well, actually. Now, I don't have a lot of light coming off the bottom, but that might be okay. This isn't a firefly. I don't need I don't need bottom lights. You know? Is that a... Ooh. I was going to say, is that a place I can sneak in a... Nope, it is not. I cannot sneak in a frog light there. Okay, but what I could do is I could sneak a frog light in up front of it. Nope. Bring this around like so. Okay. All right. Yeah, this is fine. Yeah, I like this. I like what's happening with this. Okay. Is it the brightest and most cheerful thing ever? Nah, not even. But as you look at it, it does look cool. It really does. So, sweet. All right, yeah, let's bring a little bit of, oh. Okay, yep, a little bit of woohoo. I don't know about you, but I like a little bit of the woohoo. When was the last time you went wahoo? Okay. So I believe now, okay, the top side of this isn't done, but the creeper farm is mostly done except for that hole over there, which is cool. All right. I do not have a bed on me, which just makes all the sense in the world. Probably. That's a fun movie, IQ, by the way. You have not, if you, let's try that again. If you have not seen it, it's a little rom-com. Takes place in, I don't know, 50s-ish. One of the main characters is Albert Einstein, you know, so it's got that going for it. Played by Walter Matthau. And he does a great job. He's a great actor to begin with. And, yeah. Okay, so just based off of this mess here. Okay, I think I'm going to go ahead and just bring the first little bit of down this way, straight from the... All right. This is one of those things I've learned about terraforming, is sometimes if I put a block in the wrong place, that's okay. Because that just gives me a little bit more of a random, natural type thing to work with. There we go. That's it. Those are words. Okay, so this can come down like so. Yeah. All right. Yeah, and then this could angle in. Okay, I'd be okay with that. So I'm not going to be slapping a bunch of, bunch of amethyst over here. So I'm just going to continue this mountainside down. And it'll be good. So I just want to hide. I could hire redstone, but turns out it's just cheaper to do it myself. So just let that happen. Okay. Speaking of doing it myself, so I talked about on the stream the other day how I was going to quite possibly build a shulker farm on my own. Turns out that was a mistake, and it's not going to be happening. But I'm not entirely sure when, but I think I am going to see if I can bring a shulker into the overworld and build the shulker farm in the overworld. I've usually built them in the end because it's just easier. But I think for this farm this time, I am going to put it in the overworld. I think I have a loose idea of where I want it to go. Okay, how's that look? Yeah, that's not too bad. I do want to come down here. There's a hole. Yeah, down here. Okay. But also, by placing it in the overworld, it'll be a lot easier for the handful of people who are on the server who just don't want to mess with the end. I don't know how many of those people exist, but possibly more than one. And honestly, I can go to the end and I could fly out to where the shulker farm is. If I were to build it out there. And that would be long and annoying, and I don't think I want to do that. So we'll see how it goes. Okay, let's just double check. This should all be spawn proof because this is all bottom slabs, or where it's not, it's lit up by the frog lights and things. So, okay, we're good in there. Except I'm missing, oh, right behind me here. Okay, that needs to be there. That needs to be there. Okay, is that it? Hang on, I'm just going to hit it from inside because it's easier to see. All right. That's it. We have done it. So anyway, yeah, when that happens, it'll be an interesting thing. I've never tried to get a shulker into the overworld before, so that will be a special breed of fun. Okay. So there we go. Here, let me turn on the gamma override so you can watch the spiders and creepers all plummet to their flamey demise. At least they get to die in pretty blue fire instead of annoying red fire. Yeah, that's the coolest. That was weird. That gunpowder. I wonder if because there was just some gunpowder that dropped. I wonder if a creeper fell and managed to clip the side of one of the other platforms. That's... Huh. Okay. Anyway, we are getting a fair number of creepers here, which is great. No, seriously, this is really good. Because if I slide in here, look at all the freaking gunpowder we're getting. When I logged in today, just before stream, there was basically 7 stacks of gunpowder here. And yeah, now there's twice that. The farm works, y'all, and I love it. Also, string. We're definitely getting string. So, for those people who are into string, we're set. Now, I don't live in a biome where I have to worry about snow. So, that's a thing. All right, amethyst go there. Sweet. All right. So, what should we do? We've got some stuff that needs to get done. So, let's go ahead and drop off this terracotta that I've got. And I think I know, in fact, there's a spot. I spent a little bit of time yesterday when I should have been editing videos to throw up on all of the socials and stuff. Rather than do that, I was playing Minecraft because, yeah, it was a thing. It had to be done. I couldn't help it. It just had to happen. No, I was having a really rough day from a mental health standpoint. And so I had to do something about it. And that something was to not do things and instead play Minecraft. Okay, worked out well. Now, I've got a podcast coming up here in a couple of weeks. So I had one that just dropped yesterday when I was talking about my frustration with streaming. Admittedly, a little whiny. Sorry about that. Next week, it's something else. I've got to go back and look. I forgot. But I also had a point, and I forgot what it was. Anyway, I was doing stuff. Right. Anyway, mental health. Oh, yeah. So the next couple of weeks, I've got a podcast coming out that's silencing some of the noise from social media. Because honestly, a lot of it is it's just painful. It's just annoying and it sucks. And that's fine. It's one of those times where I actually kind of needed to take my own advice and maybe get off the social media for a little while and go do something else or stop reading some of the words. Stop reading the words. Sorry, the script is scrolling too fast. Let me stop. Let me rewind it. Okay. Now, there are a couple of websites I follow that sort of lean into the I don't know, the hottest of hot takes, I guess. And that was starting to damage my calm, so I had to get off of that. Hi, dude. Highly recommend it, by the way, if you've got the opportunity to not pay attention to hot takes. Suggest that. Okay. See all that? Go light that up. Anyway, so I spent a little bit of time in the Minecraft lighting up caves. Okay, it was great. All the fun in the world. Didn't die, which was awesome. In fact, let's put my armor on because that'll make this a little bit easier. Okay, now, the reason I'm dealing with this, here, let me, let's see, let's turn these on, is that basically you kind of see those, that blue sphere and the pink. Inside all of that, that's all spawnable places, and I need to not have, or it's not just spawnable, it's inside the spawning sphere where, you know, from when I'm standing inside my base. And having mobs spawn there breaks the creeper farm. Or more to the point, it ruins the effectiveness. So we're going to deal with that. Okay. Oh, okay. Skeleton over there. Creeper over there. Hi. Okay. If you guys could not bother me, that would be great. Thank you. Okay. This is why I'm wearing my grown-up armor. Okay. So, and I've got the light overlay on, or the gamma override on, so that you all can see what's happening here. It's one of those things I can see well enough on my monitor, but for the YouTubes and the Twitches of the world, it's a little bit tougher. So just leave the override on for you. Okay. Now the problem I've got, Chris, is it? Oh, it's nighttime outside. That's actually a plus, because with it being nighttime, that means that there's more mob spawning on the surface, which is great. Okay, got a couple of creepers here that are creepers be creeping. All right, and this is good. Okay, but the fact that it's dark out means that things are spawning on the surface and not inside this cave, which is wonderful because it's a big cave. And I was looking at it, I think with free cam at one point, and there were all the mobs in the world in here, and that would have kind of sucked. So I'm not wearing my elytra, so that's a thing. Okay. Here we go. Home. Oh, time to make dinner. What are you making? I hope it's delicious. We were... Oh, thanks for being entertaining. Well, I try. Okay, so we got all the fun stuff. Yeah, we did. What did we do for dinner here tonight? It was... I think we got lazy. We did frozen burritos and stuff. Frozen burritos, and I had some grapes. That wasn't nearly as much of a mistake as I was expecting it to be. Grapes are one of those fruits I have to be really careful with, so. I love them. They taste delicious. I fully understand those people who are lactose intolerant but just have to eat the cheese and are willing to put up with the stomach pain for it. It's kind of how I was feeling for this. Tacos or French toast? You could make, you know, French tacos. I'm sure that would be a thing, right? All right, hang on. We're going to free cam. Just to... I know it's a little bit cheaty, but... You know? Make some crepes. Wrap some... over that way. Yeah, I'll wrap some taco meat in it. Okay. Is it this way? I know. So cheaty. So cheaty. Oh, I do need to come up this way. There is a dark spot here. Hello. Dark spot, my old friend. Going to light you up again. Okay. Also, I need to get over here and do something about these villagers. Soon. Soon, soon, soon. Cheaty butt, I have a cheaty butt. Yeah, those were the villagers. Where are they? These guys. These are from my villager breeder. They're all sort of floating up here, then washing over and trying to entity cram and getting shot back. And so, yeah, they're having a day. Okay, so, you know, it's a thing. All right, where am I? I saw darkness. Oh, yeah, they're having all sorts of fun. No, I need to get those guys up for, okay, over that way. So where am I? Okay, if I just dig back down in there. Okay, so I just need to get, I need to start thinking about getting my masons in place. So, you know, great. Okay. All right, so I'm now in here. Where was the darkness? I am looking for you, darkness. I am seeking you like a goth teenager. Okay. Behind me. Sweet. Okay. Alright, so this should be fun. So somewhere, oh, hi. Look at you being all okay. Go away. Down there. Yes. Behold. Okay. Alright, so let's see now. Did I get all of it? No. So it looks like I need to duck down into this happy little dripstone cave and go darkness hunting. Just okay. Actually, I was writing a story at one point. I do that from time to time. Nothing that's ever close to like being publishable or anything like that. It's just sort of a loose idea of a story and maybe some, you know, so I'll write a scene or something like that. But I was writing a thing about a character he's an assassin and he's called the Darkness. That's his sort of his, I'm going to strike fear into the hearts of everybody. Snoopers has been thinking of writing a story. Nice. Oh, you get too frustrated with your books. You want them better. Yes, that is why my oldest daughter. I'm not wearing elytra. It's hard to fly without them. That's why my oldest daughter started to write books. She didn't like the books that she was reading, so she started writing her own. And she's good. Okay. Yeah, she's got a couple that she's written. Somehow I don't have. All right, fine. She had a couple that she's written. I've read them. She's reworking them a little bit now, as she's been working with an editor and trying to get all of those things, you know, in a publishable format. Yeah, but she's writing a sort of a fantasy or it's a fantasy series, but takes place in a more modern world. And it's the books are for, I don't know, sort of that 8 to 12 range. So younger than YA, right? Yeah, so it's good. I offered a few suggestions, which I think helped her, and said her editors helped her figure out a few things. Okay, so it looks like I've got a spot down here I need to get to. Okay, yeah. Great. So how do I get there? I mean, I could just cheaty dig, but... So it looks like... All right. So if I take that same villager tunnel. Okay. That's right. Can you dig it? The answer is yes. Yes, I can. Okay. Oh, stream joke. 2 silkworms had a race. They ended up in a tie. Okay, then. Yeah, gotta say, probably not the greatest greatest joke Riley's ever told. Could be worse. Now, one of my favorite ties, my oldest daughter got me. She was in Italy. She brought me a tie back. It was Italian silk. Oh, it is so nice. I like it. They're really my jokes. Yeah. No, there's actually a website. Is there a spider over there? It is. Oh, hang on. Let's armor up. There's a website on the Icon Has Dad joke. And it's got an API, and that's what Riley talks to pull jokes from their website. It's really fun. Okay, that. Well, if that skeleton survived, I'll see him again in a minute. Okay. Yeah, we're outside the sphere, but I'm going to light it up anyway because it's not, these spheres are sort of estimates of places and stuff where I'm standing. Oh, hi. So I will just, you know what? You know, I have thorns on my armor. Would you die, please? Yeah, anyway. Yeah, and they can wander in. Yep, exactly. The idea is most of it, they'll be outside of it, so they won't spawn in anyway. You know what? Go away. But you know, as I wander around and end up in different places and stuff, it's nice to be sure that I've got a little bit of wiggle room. You know, so I don't really need to optimize my creeper farm that much. But since I'm here, since I'm doing it, I might as well do it right. Also, I need gravel, so can't make concrete without gravel, and I don't have a crazy amount of gravel. I lost like a full shulker box of gravel when I died getting this armor. And honestly, I'm a little bit more upset that I lost the gravel than the shulker box. You know, it's just... Okay. Okay, so that's going to go there. This area seems to be... Was dark. Now it is not. Okay, we've got some darkness. Oh, look at this happy creeper up there. Hi, creeper. There we go. Yeah, I know. Minecraft life is absolutely hard, Snippers. You're right. So, yeah, I was sad. Oh, look at all of you guys. Hi. I don't know if the thorns is doing any good at all, but okay. I'm not getting thorns sound, which might be normal. I don't know that I've ever put thorns on my armor. But I decided since I had another set of armor that doesn't have thorns on it, I figured I'll put thorns on this one. And I've got the other one if I need to be armored and not thorns. Yeah, the mobs may be more concentrated. Exactly. That's the... Of course, it is, especially since it's still daylight outside. If it's night outside, I haven't lit up the surface. So at night, it's a problem. Okay, so I need to head back down this way. Okay, so there was... Cheater. Cheater. Okay. Okay, that's fine. We're just gonna slip right through here. Okay. All right, now, yes, there's some dark spaces all over here. Okay. Yeah, so that's the part I'm a little bit afraid of is, look, I'm going to concentrate all of the hostile mobs in like 4 blocks. And that would be bad. Okay. Actually, I think I'm going to come up this way. Sadly, I'm out of the range of my haste beacon. All right. Actually, you know what's kind of cool? I finally got MiniHUD to actually show me the effective area of my haste beacon. Between all of the areas where I want to have, where I'm going to have my beacon and my base and all that fun stuff, they're actually like 99 blocks apart, which means my haste beacon, or my beacons, if I put them back and forth the side, you know, under each of those big elevator things, it means they cover my base almost exactly. There's 1 block of overlap between them, which is actually really cool. This, sorry, I know this pink's a little bit annoying. It's all right. So yeah, so that was kind of cool when I figured that out. You know, I totally didn't plan any of that for, you know, all the beaconness. There's a lot. Oh, haha. There's the haste beacon. So anyway, I thought that was kind of cool when I found that out. It's like, oh yeah, look at this. So once I'm done digging some things out and I can convert the beacons to speed instead of haste, my entire base will be speedy, which is cool. It means I'll be able to get around it quickly. All right, so we good up there? I think we're good. I need to get over to this spot over here, I think it was. Yeah, zoomies for sure. I mean, who doesn't like getting zoomies, really? My cat. My cat doesn't like getting zoomies. No, the only time he gets zoomies is after he uses the litter box. And he flees the litter box as if he's committed a war crime. It's, and then he yells at me. It's like it's my fault that his litter box is now dirty. I have a weird cat. All right, so I think, sorry, free cam around here a little bit. It's totally my fault. Okay, I need to go up. All right, so where am I? That way. Shoop. This way. So up here somewhere? Yes, ish. Yeah, right in here. That's right. I should be there to clean the box as soon as he's done using it. He doesn't even bother to bury his deposits. No, he goes and then he flees. Yeah, it's not like I'm potty training my cat. He knows where he needs to go. He knows what he's doing. It's not a toddler that needs treats for going potty. He's an 18-year-old. He's old enough to vote in some countries and to drive in others. Okay. So I've got two spheres here. One is pink and one is blue. And they sort of cover a couple of different areas of where I might be standing in my base. So the blue one is the lower one, so I think we're probably okay here. Ow. All right. Nice. All right, so I think we're good. Let's do a little bit of extra free cami goodness just to double check down here. Oh, okay, there's an area behind me, but I'm outside the sphere, so I think I'm okay. It's really just everything inside here. Oh, I left some spots back this way. Okay. Which, again, they're probably fine, but let's... this way? Yeah. Okay, let's see if I can see where they're supposed to be. Okay. Yep. We used to, when our kids were potty training, we used to give them stickers. And they could put stickers on a sheet. And when they got, I think when they got 10 stickers, then they got to have a candy treat of some sort or other. And that was fun. They liked picking out the stickers. We had some fun little stickers. Okay, so I need to go all the way over that way. Wow. Oh, sorry. My eye itches something fierce. Well, yeah, it was fun. The kids liked it. Okay, and now I just can't see out of my right eye. Cool. Gotta love it when you go to rub your eye because it itches and you just make it worse. Go me. This is great. Okay, let's see if I can get over here. All right, I'm going the right way, right? Yes. Okay. I think I probably don't need to light these up, but I'm going to anyway, just to feel better about myself. Okay. All right. So I think we're good here. Gotta stay inside the rock if I want to be all cheaty with the free cam, but okay, good. So now, hang on. Yep. I might have had something weird on my finger. All right, anyway. It's the grape juice. That's what it was. All right. Speaking of cheaty, we're just going to beam out of the cave. Okay. Because that's the way. I like it. All right. I could spend all the time fighting my way back around, but I don't want to. So there. So yeah, so right now, during the day, my creeper farm should be working at pretty much its max capacity. Because obviously it's sunny and, oops, turn the damn override back on. So yeah, so look at all the creepers here, right? That's what I'm talking about, right? This is why you light it up. Now, at night, because I don't have the surface all lit up, the creeper farm won't be nearly as effective. But, oh geez, so many creepers and spiders and stuff. I mean, this is awesome. And this is why I have it set to alternate. So the creepers are spawning on the platforms that are not covered, like those guys, and then it flushes them off, and then the next, right? So it's raining creepers and spiders. We are gonna have jeez, look at this. Yeah, light up your caves, man. Make your mob farms useful. we have ourselves a pot of flaming creeper soup. And I love it. Flavored with some spiders. Okay. You know, maybe not the best choice of extra seasoning, but you know, I'm okay with the flaming creeper soup over here. Cool. Anyway, so that means if I come over here to my gunpowder, yeah, we're definitely getting more gunpowder. So awesome. All right, so yeah, so should we just go around and light up the rest? Yes, we could do that. All right, I need to offload a bunch of stuff first. Okay. I think it's not like I really need all of that, but okay, gravel I do need. Oh, you know, see, I'm starting to load up here on gravel and stuff, which is good. Okay, and oh, that bow is trash. You know what I don't have? I do not have a trash can. I don't have a place where I could just throw stuff that I don't need it anymore. You know, that seems like an oversight on my part. Fortunately, I have the ground. So we'll just toss those down there. It'll be great. All right. Well, since we've got some time, and I'm running low on rockets, but I've got plenty of gunpowder, so we're gonna be great. So I'm trying to decide if I actually want to put a sugar. I should put a small sugarcane farm over here, or paper farm, just so I can get all of that lit up. Okay, so let's get around here. We'll start up at the top. Okay, we'll start down here at this level, and we'll jump up a little bit. It'll be good. Okay. Okay, so is this peak all torched up? Yes, it is. Okay. All right, so woohoo. Yeah, definitely something that's a lot nicer to do during the day. I don't have to worry about, you know, weird mobs coming up at me. That pillar needs to go. I do have scaffolding. Great. Okay, just because this pillar looks really stupid sitting here. That one too. We'll get all of those. In the meantime, I definitely... Whoa, hi. Come back here. I must hit you with my axe. Thank you. Okay, I should probably put the gamma override back on, but no, we're fine. We're done. It's all good. We're lit up. Okay. But yeah, you can see where these circles sort of overlap a little bit here. Like here's the pink on this side, and then there's the blue here. It just has to do with where I was standing when I set things up. If I want to AFK this farm, I pretty much have to stand either in the middle of my base or on the side that faces over here. If I go too much the other side, like where my storage is, then I actually sort of get out of range of the creeper farm. So the creepers don't spawn. Which is sort of the opposite of what I want to happen. Oh, I don't need my armor on at the moment. Aha. Okay. Yeah, I think I've found most of the little hidey holes in this hill. Obviously, there's a bunch of places that are not this, but right, all of this. This is it's gonna be crazy. Of course, once this is all lit up, then this area is gonna be nice and safe for all the little boys and girls. But most importantly, me. So, okay. Yeah, so I was... so what was I doing? I was watching Darkwing Duck the other day, because now that I've finished off Monty Python, I went back to watching Darkwing. And one of the things I really like about that show, okay, and it's a totally normal sentence. Most normal of sentences. One of the things I really like about Darkwing Duck, despite its cheesy childishness, because it was a Disney cartoon aimed at, I don't know, 8-year-olds or 10-year-olds or something like that. One of the things I really like is the relationship between Darkwing and his adopted daughter. It's one of those things, it's like, you don't see that relationship very often. You don't see a single father very often. And, you know, as somebody who grew up with a single father, I really love it. It's one of the things, like, it's one of the things that makes the pilot episode in particular so good. You know, the pilot, it's darkly dawns the duck, I think is what the episodes are called. And Disney Plus is weird. If you've got that and go to look up the show on Disney Plus, the episodes are in some sort of order that has zero to do with any sort of storytelling or even release order, or I don't know what all. It's just weird. So they have, yeah. Does everyone have a single father, biologically speaking? Sure. But socially and societally speaking, it's a totally different thing. Unless you're one of the experiments from twins, in which case you've got like 12 fathers. But anyway. So, anyway, Darkly Dawns the Duck. So, Twins, yes. Twins stars Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito. Which is a combination, I'll tell you. But it's a fun little romantic, or it is actually a little bit of a romantic comedy. But it's a fun little comedy. As Arnold and DeVito, they find out that they're part of an experiment. And Arnold was what they were expecting, and Danny DeVito's character was all the stuff that was left over. Anyway, so Darkwing Duck. Darkwing Dawns the Duck. You've got it starts with Darkwing Duck trying to make his name, you know, fame and fortune and crime stopping, right? You know, he wants to stop crime, but he also wants to be famous doing it, right? Well, he gets wind of a crime that's going to be committed by Taurus Bulba. He steals the Waddlemeyer Ramrod, named after Dr. Waddlemeyer, obviously. Well, that's great and all, except, and they managed to steal it. Darkwing doesn't stop them, unfortunately. But they need the code to activate it. Well, Waddlemeyer is dead. The only person who might know the code is his daughter or granddaughter, I guess, who was who's now an orphan. Well, so Darkwing Duck goes to I said, what do you say? Rescue her from the orphanage? That sounds like the orphanage was a bad place. It wasn't. But she was the type of kid that nobody wanted to adopt because she was a little bit wild. She liked playing hockey in the hallways, you know, that type of thing. But she's the only one who might possibly have the code. So, of course, the bad guys go to kidnap her from the orphanage, and Darkwing goes to stop it. And of course, they have the adventure through the two-part episode, and Darkwing, as his mild-mannered alter ego, adopts. Woohoo! He adopts her, and it's really sweet. And it's one of those things, like, he's got this catchphrase that he says throughout the show, right? Because what's a superhero without a catchphrase? And he's got a couple because he's just that type of hero. But his big thing is, you know, let's get dangerous. And it comes from, you know, that you get it from that opening, or from that pilot. Launchpad McQuack is flying Darkwing up to the bad guy's airship, and Darkwing's like, or Launchpad's like, okay, but going there alone isn't that dangerous. Well, he's going to rescue Goslin. Yeah, let's get dangerous. And it's so cool. Other times he says it in the series, sometimes it's just super cheesy, but that time it's like, oh, it gives me chills, and I love it. So yeah, it's a great show for that. You know, yeah, Goslin's a little wild. She has spirit, as they say. You know, she's the type of kid who definitely doesn't want to study, doesn't want to clean her room. She wants to play house hockey and, you know, and stuff. But there's rarely one of those times when, you know, you ever see those shows where you've got the family and they obviously hate each other, right? Married with Children was one of those shows that's like, yes, okay, you've got the family. They're horrible, horrible people. You know, The Simpsons, I think, did that, where it's like, yeah, you know, nobody in that family really likes each other, except for, you know, maybe Homer and Marge, but at least that was the case last time I watched the show, which was, I think, in season 1. So, you know, take that for what it is. So, but yeah, you can see it, and it's like, Darkwing really cares about Goslin, and it just hits me in the dad feels, you know? As a parent, you know, it's nice to see parenthood portrayed as something cool and family portrayed as something cool, right? So many shows lately are just like, you know, the parents acknowledge each other, right? You can actually see, if you've ever seen the show WandaVision, that's on Disney Plus. It takes place in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It follows Wanda Maximoff, the Scarlet Witch, through what appears to be a series of sitcoms. And you can see how the sitcoms change. It starts with basically the Dick Van Dyke era of sitcoms, and goes through, you know, successive generations of sitcoms, and as it progresses, the family gets less and less. I don't know. They're not quite as supportive of each other, right? The kids are all rebellious. There's marital strife between Wanda and Vision, right? And that's actually part of the plot of the show, and it's really cool. Definitely worth watching WandaVision, especially if you have any sort of grounding in sitcoms. But you get that whole issue of, yeah, it's like the kids and the parents are enemies. And with Darkwing Duck, what you get is the Goslin and Darkwing truly care about each other. And yes, Goslin has a spirit, but she's not rebellious because she hates her parents. She's rebellious because she's just sort of wild, right? She's hyper energy. I think these days we might think she'd have ADHD or something like that. But it's really great. You have a wild child? Yeah, you know what it's like then. See, my kids were all pretty chill. But you know what it's like. Okay, I think we're okay out here for the most part. It makes life better. Exactly. My kids inherited my sense of humor, and I don't know if that's something to be excited about or fearful, but it is what it is. And no, it's awesome. It is really awesome. And so, yeah, you get one of those kids who's like hyper energetic and really into whatever it is they're into, and that is so great. Okay. Oh, okay. Stream joke. If at first you don't succeed, skydiving is not for you. Yeah, that one's great. That one. Speaking of Darkwing Duck, there was a scene from a line from the pilot that I've got now on my soundboard.
Clever of me to use my spine to break my fall like that.
It's like, yeah, it's. But yeah, I like that one. I've heard that one before. The skydiving is not for you. Yep. I had a teacher, maybe it's like 6th grade, maybe. He had a poster up on his wall. So if at first you don't succeed, give up and ask the teacher. It's like, yeah, I was never one of those people, but I know a lot of my classmates were like that. Okay. Oh, I saw one up here. Yeah. Okay. Oh, so many torches. Fortunately, through a bunch of my caving, I've got a fair amount of coal, so be able to make enough torches, I think, to make this happen. Okay. Snooper says, my dad was a teacher. One year got a poster says, say no to crack. Oh, right. Imagine the image. Is it like plumber's crack? Didn't understand why you didn't use it at work. Yeah, okay. Hello, hot and spicy chicken. Yeah. Yeah, some things maybe not the most appropriate for a classroom setting, Okay, it is getting dark. Let's head back. We'll sleep, and then we'll do more torching of the countryside. Actually, let's get some more coal here. Okay. And some sticks. But yeah, it's fun. And the other thing I liked about Darkwing was his rogues gallery. He had some fun bad guys that he dealt with. Oh, and his really arch nemesis is Negaduck, who was like a hyper evil version of himself. Okay. And Negaduck was, whatever. But what was one guy? He was the Liquidator. He was like a TV sales guy who ended up, through some weird experiment, turning into like a guy made up completely of water. And he just talks like TV commercials, and it's hilarious. And you've got Megavolt, who keeps rescuing light bulbs to set them free. And Dr. Reginald Bushroot, who was a duck who managed to turn himself into a plant, like you do. And so he just likes plants, and once, he tries to find love by, making a daisy sentient, and screws up and ends up making a giant plant monster. Which, it happens. He's got a giant, like, Venus flytrap type thing, which is very much a dog. That's funny. So you got those guys. You get, Quacker Jack, who's like he's like a clown toy maker type guy. And some of them are just ridiculously silly because it's a kid's show. But, and if you ever watched DuckTales, it's in the same universe. So, like Launchpad, who was a character from DuckTales, shows up here, and just a couple of crossover characters. It's kind of fun. Darkwing ends up dating a reformed villain. She was like a dark sorceress, and she's all into Darkwing because he's got this sort of dark, mysterious aesthetic going. And it's fun. So as I've rewatched the show, it's definitely cheesy. Don't mistake this for high art, okay? Because it's not that. But it's really cool. And I really love the relationship that they've got between Darkwing and Goslin, who he adopted. Okay, how are we doing up here? I don't know. We'll go just jump over here. All right. Up we go. Turns out this mountaintop. High on a mountaintop, we're gonna place the torch. Do not stand on it, or your fanny you will scorch. Yeah, some people juggle geese, like goslings. They juggle them. So I got that reference. We need to go to the crappy town where I'm a hero. Yeah. I need to find a good line from that episode. Yeah, wherever I go, his eyes follow me. Yeah, I need to find a good line from that episode of the. No, this is what going mad feels like. That would be highly appropriate on a soundboard here. Okay. That show is so fun. That particular episode of Firefly. It's just just a special breed of. It goes from everything. It just keeps getting worse, right? The whole situation just keeps getting worse. Hi. Okay, I need to go down there and light up that area. It's a little bit outside the sphere, but I'm going to light it up anyway. Oh, look at you with your magic shovel. Hi. Okay, I bet he really loved his shovel. I bet it was his favorite shovel. There's a movie out. It's called Mystery Men. It stars William H. Macy and Ben Stiller and Janine Garofalo, I think it is. I think is her name. I'm not typically a fan of Ben Stiller, but this one is really good. But William H. Macy plays basically it's a group of wannabe superheroes. And some of them have powers. Like Garofalo's character, she's the daughter of a famous superhero called the Bowler, who I don't know exactly how his powers worked, but she's got her dad's, who's now dead, who's murdered. She has his head encased in a bowling ball. And it, she can throw it and it flies all over the place. But apparently her dad, she could talk to her dad. She can hear him. Yeah, it's silly. But anyway, William H. Macy, his character, he's really good at shoveling. That's his superpower, his gift. He is just really, really good at shoveling. Yeah, that's yeah, that's a fun movie. Not necessarily one that is the most kid appropriate. There's no nudity or anything like that in it. I think it's got a little bit of language, and it's a little bit of there's a couple of scenes that might be a little intense for younger viewers, but Mystery Men is kind of fun. It took me a while before I finally got around to actually watching it. But it's kind of silly, and it's got a song by Smash Mouth, which like every movie in the 90s had a song by Smash Mouth. There's a bit of gross, yeah, a little bit. Little bit of gross humor in it. I don't recall it being okay. So one of the characters, played by Paul Rubens, is the Spleen, and his power is that he has he farts and it'll knock people out. So yeah, not exactly the classy form of humor that you might come to expect from your modern day superhero movie. Yeah, he can knock people out from across the room. So yeah, definitely a little bit. But if you can get past that joke, most of it's not too bad. Now there's the one kid who's invisible, but only when no one is looking at him. Yeah, no, it's a superpower. He can pick people off from across the room. There's a scene when they introduce it. You've met a few superheroes, yeah. No, there's a scene. They're in a cafe, and he can just pick people off at the bar. Just, yeah, back and forth one at a time. Twing. So, yeah, it's definitely has some moments of crude humor, but for the most part, it's not too bad. And Ben Stiller, he plays a character who is sort of like the Hulk in that when he gets angry, he gets super strong. Except he's only done it once. And but he's trying to get this sort of, I don't know, sort of this dark brooding character that, you know, look, I'm dark and nobody can get close to me because I'm dark and stuff. And he plays it very well. I said it's typically I'm not a fan of Ben Stiller, but he does a really good job in Mystery Men. So I have no idea where you can stream it. Heck, it might be on Tubi, actually. Which has a bunch of fun older movies and TV shows. That's where I was watching Monty Python. But yeah, it's fun, and it's a fun, you know, parody of just superheroes in general, or you know, just the whole genre and some things. It's cool. And you got the bad guys like the Disco Boys, or the, you know, where they fight as they fight. It's all like disco moves. And you know, of course, you know, all your themed villains, right? You know, they're part of this group because they're all wearing the same outfit, you know. But you know, it's a reasonably fun movie. But again, go into it with your expectations set. It's got a little bit of crude humor, the language. It's PG-13. I don't think they don't drop F-bombs or anything like that, but they've got some mild profanity in it. Okay. It's just so much to light up out here. So many numbers. Exactly, Tinker. Exactly. So many numbers. How are you doing? Hope you're having a fun day. How's your modded world, right? You're doing, I forgot which mod pack you said you were playing. That was sort of a Skyblock variety of things, right? All the mods. Okay. Nice. That's I haven't done that one. A lot of those mods, they get too modded for my tastes. You know, create mod is about as far as I'll go. But yeah, fun stuff. Getting ready to set up a vanilla server. Nice. Yep, I was excited to get back to vanilla. I spent all that time in create, which was wonderful. It was all sorts of fun. I love create mod. But there's so many cool things coming out for vanilla right now that I just had to get back into it. You know, the Copper Golem drops probably the end of the month. They had a message, or they had a note on their release candidate today that Mojang was hoping that was the only RC that they were going to need. Which means I think they're hoping to drop the actual release probably, if they don't officially release it during Minecraft Live, which is Saturday, it'll be Tuesday of next week. So it'll be cool. I'm excited. My storage is all set up and ready for Copper Golems. So yeah, all sorts of fun stuff. All right. What? How? Falling? Falling or not falling? That is the question. Also, I do have to light this up. That you kind of see that outer blue sphere. I need to light up inside of that as well. You haven't really kept up on it. Okay. Yeah, I have fun. I toyed around in one of the snapshots for a little while. I tend to pick up most of my news, obviously, from the changelog announcements. I've got those dropping into my Discord. But but I've followed Spawn Chunks and the Spawn Chunks podcast and Exuma's video, and I was playing around with the Copper Golem. They make multi-item sorters in vanilla really easy. Slow. Really, really slow, but really easy. And I think that's really cool. So if you want to do one of those things where you're not setting up a separate sorting slice for each individual item, you just want to stick a bunch of them together in one box, like all of the oak products in one stack, or all of the birch or something like that. Yeah, the Copper Golem makes that really easy to set up. No. One of these days I'll click the right thing. Today is not that day. Okay. All right, let's whip around here and see how this is going. Oops. Yep. All right, let's see. Since we're on top of my base here. Woohoo! That's all right. We get there. We get there. All the deer we will get. It's going to be great. But anyway, yeah. So we've been chatting about old movies and stuff, old TV shows. Now we're just talking about Mystery Man and Darkwing Duck and all that fun stuff. It's the other thing I've been wanting to go back and look at, because I think it's on Tubi. Is to go back and watch Laugh In. Because I've got a couple of DVDs that were just, oh yeah, here's like 3 or 4 episodes of, I don't know, Laugh In's greatest hits or something silly like that. And it's fun. It's a little bit of a variety show from the 60s. So there are a few jokes that are definitely more timely than timeless. Okay, but it's fun. I've seen a few, and they've got some fun stuff. Also, if you like Goldie Hawn, right? The actress Goldie Hawn, she started in Laugh-In, I think. I don't know if this was necessarily her very first acting gig, but she did a lot of stuff playing sort of the ditz. And she's just really funny. And of course, so are a bunch of the others. And there are a bunch of characters, or a bunch of actors on there that you might recognize from other things. Lily Tomlin was on there for a while, and dang, I forgot the guy. He showed up in a bunch of guys just all over the place. It's falling. But definitely worth watching if you like just random sketch comedy. But they always bring on celebrity guests of some sort. They were trying, apparently, for the longest time to get John Wayne to come onto the show. And when they finally did, when he finally came on the show, they put him in this big pink bunny suit. You know, but it was fun. Okay, so I think I'm getting there. Just about done with this. This is good. Okay, that's not right. You know, I should have taken a screenshot of the outside of the creeper farm before I decorated it. That would have been cool. You know, that would have looked good on a thumbnail, the before and after. Well, I guess that's not going to be a thing I'm doing today. Okay. All right, well, I'll just go out this way. It's all good. Hey, you know what's really cool? Using the rockets. This is why I built the creeper farm. But look at this. This looks so cool, even at night. You get the amethyst coming through, just like I've got the nether portals over there. We got sort of fake nether portals happening there. Oh, it just looks so cool. I love it. I love it. I love it. And if I can get all of the area inside those bubbles lit up, we're going to get so much gunpowder. Which is good because I use so many rockets out here. All right. So, let's see. What? Okay, over here. But yeah, the golems are really cool. And what's the other thing that's really nice about them is they're really easy to make. Or to spawn in, because it's just a block of copper and a carved pumpkin. And they spawn in with a copper chest, which you can also just craft, but they'll go from the copper chest to up to 9 other chests all around them, and they'll take things out of the copper chest and try to put them into the other chests based off of what's in those other chests. So if they're empty, it'll just put stuff in there. Oh, heck, it's over here. But if there's stuff in the chest, it will just try to match what's in the chest. So like I said, really, really easy to set up set these guys up to do filtering and stuff. Okay. They'll even sort non-stackable items like potions. They used to be able to sort books. I think they took that out, which is unfortunate. I had plans to build a fully auto-sorted library, but I'll have to test that and see, but that would have been really cool. But yeah, they'll sort potions, they'll sort like swords and armor, all regardless of like enchantments and things. Okay. I think we're okay down here. Let's double check up top. Ooh. Smash my face into some dark places up here. Okay, good. Oh, I think I'm just about done. I guess, I haven't gone all cheaty cam over here to see if there are gaps. Let's take a look real quick. Yeah, there are a couple of spots down here. So let's tuck in this way. Where was that? It was right through there. Okay. Okay, right. Oh yeah, just straight through. Cool. Now, I think... Oh, yeah, there's a creeper. Hi. Nope. Okay. Definitely tanked that. Let's hear it from my hyper beefy armor. He's dark down here. Let me turn this on for all of you. Okay, I would like to not... look at that Enderman. Okay. He's going to stand in front of that creeper, isn't he? Okay. Okay. Thank you. Look at you guys over here. Aren't you having a grand old time? Okay. I did, of course, take off my wings. So, yeah. Doing great there. Okay. That's why I was able to tank that creeper explosion, because I took off the wings. I didn't need to kill that bat, but I did anyway. Okay. All right, so this area is looking pretty good. Let's see, where am I over here? Like, this does go down, but I think I'm pretty well lit up down here. There weren't a lot of caves in this area, so I think I'm good. All right, nice. All right, now I can't get out of here, of course, but that's okay, right? Sure. So did I look at the Enderman? Oh, I have a bat head. Awesome. Just put the wings on. Okay. Good. I didn't look at them as I went by. Wonderful. Okay. Light level overlays on. Yeah, okay. Okay. We're good in here, I think. And I came through this way. Awesome. All right. Well, I think we're pretty close at this point. There might be a few. I'll have to double check again off camera, but I think we are set. You know, one thing I'm going to do, and I haven't quite figured out how I'm going to do it. Oh, here's the excuse. I was really sick tomorrow. Yep, that's why. Oh, actually, hang on. I see some dark spots. I need to see if they're in the thing. Did the excuse not show up? popped in chat, or did it just show up with a variable name? I wasn't. My oh, just said excuse. Okay, I'll have to test that. I've got a video up so I can see what's going on here, but it's small, so I can't read some of the text that shows up. Okay, and Snoopers has turned me pink. Okay. Cool. That's possible. It's also possible something was just funky. Okay. I am not wearing wings. Let's change that. Okay. Missed a big freaking area over here. This is... Okay. Fortunately, I think this is going to be just about the end of it. But yeah, I think I want to come over here at some point. Some point in the not too distant future, actually. And finish putting some decorations on the resin farm. Because I think it could look kind of cool if I finish that off. Okay. Again, I'm just doing a little bit around the outside here just to pick things up. All right, so we're different color. Let's see if the excuse works this time. No, it was just... Wow, that really just did not look good. All right, I'm gonna have to do some testing on that, see what happened with it. Now the quote shows up though. It tells everyone that I'm good at stripping. All right. Okay, I think, well, we got a little bit over here. I've said it like 4 or 5 times now that I think we're about done. But I think I might actually mean it this time. Sweet. All right. Yeah, it'll take a little bit of extra checking. I think I'm all lit. I'll just free cam down here real quick. Yeah, we're set there. A block or 2 in the ravine. All right. Let's pop over and take a look. Okay, so we've got a few down here, but they're outside the bubble. Okay, so let's see. Okay, there are a few places that are red just because they pick up the, like, this isn't spawnable, that's just the red of the sphere. Ah, there's a spot. Okay. Okay, there we go. All right, so let's take a look. All right, so we're okay here so far. I've got to get lower if I want to see what's happening down here on the floor. I think that's probably it. Okay, I know I've been down there. It's all lit up. So yeah, I think oh, there's some spots over here. Okay. Yeah, let's get up this way. Yeah, there are a few spots over this way. Okay, so that's there. Okay, over on the other side. Gotcha. Oh yeah, no. My face is perfect for landing on. You know, it's there's not much I can do, you know, to improve it. So, you know, we're just gonna figure if I land on it, it'll be great. Okay. All right, I think we've got all of those. Yeah, because you're right. There are definitely a few places in the ravine that I did not get. Okay, but I think I've got all of those now. Awesome. Well, one quick and easy way to tell. It's going to be to come over here and said I kind of need to AFK in this area here, but I would, yeah, I mean, we can see, obviously we're going to get a bunch of creepers and spiders in here, which is great, but you should be able to take a look. Sorry, as I'm dipping into free cam and just taking a look. Just taking a look to see if I see any other hostile mobs down here. We'll have to go up on the surface too because it's night, but I'm not seeing any creepers or skeletons or zombies. Seeing some bats, but bats don't count against the hostile mob caps. I'm the only hostile mob you see. Okay. That's fair. Okay, got a zombie with an Enderman head on. That's part of my iron farm, so I don't have to worry about him. All right. I think we're good down there. And then up on the surface, it's nighttime, so if there's something, if I missed a spot, something should spawn. Okay. The good news is my workshop's safer now. I did have a problem with the occasional mob trying to walk up there. Yeah, I think we're good. Yeah, I think we're set. This is great. Okay. I like it. I'm happy with this. And oh yeah, I started the stream with like 7 stacks of gunpowder. And in the 2.5 hours I've been streaming, we're yeah, we've got 9, 10, 11, almost 12 stacks now added on top of that. Plus, I think I had 4 stacks of string. So yeah, the farm is working, which is awesome. And said it looks cool at night. I really like this. It's just, yeah, it's got torch spam all over it. Oops, there's a wall there. But I like that. It's just, it gives off the nether portal feel without having to be a portal, which is wonderful. And yeah, other than the occasional spider that climbs to the top, eventually it will despawn, I think, but yeah, we're doing okay, and it's definitely dropping creepers on a regular basis, so yeah, see, I'm far enough away that if there are spiders that end up climbing up onto the roof, they just eventually despawn. So yeah. All right. Shoot, man. Okay, I've done it. I actually built a farm that works. I mean, admittedly, it's Nembomb's flushing mob farm that's been around for 1,000 years, but nice. Okay. Well then, I think we can put the armor away. Okay. Yep, my warm hug has protection 4, thorns 3, of course, unbreaking and mending. So awesome. Ender chest. Thank you. All right, well, that I think is going to do it for me today. We've made some good progress, and I'm excited. I'm excited. Oh, I'm going to craft all the rockets because I'm almost out, and I'm going to need it. And maybe some TNT. I might actually build a farm that uses TNT. It'll be great, except for all the sand I'd have to get. Oh, but speaking of things that are great, though, we've got amazing supporters over at musicfreegaming.com. If you would like to be a supporter, go to musicfreegaming.com and sign up for any of the paid plans to get some discounts on merch and some other behind-the-scenes stuff. It's really cool. And yes, Snoopers, you also have a fantastic evening. It's going to be fun. Next stream will be on Saturday morning at 7:30 a.m. U.S. Mountain Daylight Time. I'll stream until about 10:30 or so. Take a little bit of a break and then get back into it for to co-stream Minecraft Live. So it's going to be all sorts of fun. So check that action out. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And until next time, be excellent to each other. And this is Music Free Gaming signing off.